G'day folks, I've just got back to the car. I swear I walked about 4 kilometres back. I've just had a very successful session chasing brown trout. It's only been out here a few hours. I started off with a little wild bait minnow, a little pinky red coloured one, like a little rainbow trout perhaps. The trout were interested in it. They weren't climbing all over it, but they were following it. I caught one, I lost a couple, had quite a few follows and strikes, but they weren't hitting it very aggressively. But the lure kept fouling up on slime and weed and stuff on the bottom because the creek is so shallow at the moment due to the lack of rain. So I thought, well, I'll try a bladed spinner. At least I know I can fish that closer to the surface. It doesn't dive like a minnow does. It'll come along closer and it won't catch the slime and the weed. So I changed over. I went for 30-40 minutes, hardly had a touch. I finally caught one, and you'll see that in this video on the bladed spinner. But then I went for a while and they weren't interested in it. I wasn't catching any slime or any weeds, so it was convenient. But I wasn't catching any fish. They just weren't interested today in the bladed spinner. I reckon they will be in a few more weeks, but for now they're not. So I thought, well, stuff it, I'll go back to the minnow. Even though it was a bit more awkward to use and I was outside my comfort zone holding the rod tip up to keep it off the bottom, the fish were hitting it. And I thought, what's more important, catching fish or using a lure that's convenient but not catching fish? So I put on a lure that was a bit tricky to use today due to the low water. But when I went back and changed back to a minnow, I changed colour. I went to the brown trout pattern, still a little wild bait minnow, on a tack 5 it's called. But I went from the rainbow trout pattern to the brown trout pattern, and just that change of colour saw trout climb all over my lure, as you'll see in this video. I've had an absolute field day, folks. In the first hour and a half, I caught 2 fish. One on the little red wild bait minnow, one on the bright coloured rooster tail spinner. Then I changed to the little brown trout and I caught probably 12 or 15 in the space of an hour. Sadly, the batteries in my high definition video camera sunglasses, HD VCS Sunnies, went flat after the 3rd fish. So you get to see 1 fish caught on each lure, but I did get quite a lot of photos, and I put a photo collage of all the fish that I caught at the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it, and this is a lesson for everybody, that if it's not working, try something different. It's called cracking the code, folks. Crack the code and work out what it is they're after. Today they were feeding a little brown trout pattern. Now have a look at this. This is a gigastone. I think it's a 5,200 milliamp battery power pack. It is fully charged. It would keep these camera sunglasses running for about 10 or 12 hours, I estimate. It will also charge my mobile phone 3 times, and I use it all the time, and it's very, very convenient. But when the car's here and it's in the car and I'm up there about 3 kilometres, it's not convenient at all. And that's why I ran out of, that's why the battery went flat, and that's my stupid fault. Next time I'm going to leave a little note that says, Robbie, take the gigastone. But I'm going to put these on the charger now in my car. I'll put these on these now and I'll charge it up. And if I want to go fishing somewhere on the way home, I'll have some battery power. Anyhow, folks, watch the video. This is great fun. I had a ripper of a day. I hope you enjoy it. I hope the trout aren't scared of cows. He knows I'm big and fat and I've got a black shirt on. They might just think I'm a cow. Ooh. Whoa. What the hell? I just cast into that shallow water and a dirty great trout came out and hit it. He's looking. Oh, got him. Oh, that answers that question, folks. That answers that question just nicely. The trout aren't scared of cows, apparently. There you go, buddy. Off he goes, look at that. Ha 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 ha. You thought you were all going to scare my fish away. You see that, cows? That is a wild bait minnow. I think it's a tack 5, I believe that's called. Deadly on trout. Now I know what I like to do. I release all my trout so they can breed, because I'm going to catch the trout, release them, then I'm going to eat you, and you, and you, and you, and you, in my hamburger. Whoa, take it, whoa. Another nice sized trout just kind of rocked up out of nowhere then and hit my bright orange lure. Come back. He's too smart. Got him. Only a little fella. Look at that. Tiny little brown trout on the rooster tail spinner. Wowzers. I just can't help but think that was a big fish. Got him. Look at that second cast with the minnow. I've gone back to the wild bait minnow. I'll tell you why. Look at that. I've gone to a wild bait minnow in brown trout pattern. There you go, buddy. Off he goes. Now I'll tell you why I went back to the wild bait minnow in brown trout pattern. I started off with the minnow. I was getting quite a few follows and some were hitting it, some were hooking up, but it kept fouling up in the weeds and the slime. So I went to that rooster tail bladed spinner so it'd swim shallower. The problem was I wasn't getting the follows. The fish stopped following it, they stopped showing an interest. I caught one little one, I had a couple of others follow it and look. Other than that, there just seemed to be no interest. So I thought I'd rather persevere with the slime and the weed and use the lure that's actually catching fish on the day than stuff around using a lure that's convenient but not catching fish. Does that make sense?